Good morning, everybody. It's March 16th, 2020. We are live. Well, you're watching this later. I am live from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Uh, it's cloudy outside. Kind of a dreary, droom kind of day. But, anyways, so what's going on with you guys? I guess for me, it's been a tough couple weeks. I've been last week my oldest got sick with an ear infection on a Friday, and then through the weekend wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. Didn't get him to the doctor on Monday, and then throughout that rest of the week he was sick. Then my youngest got sick on Friday of that week, so it's just been one of these things. But I think today he's on the up and up. I'm kind of sick too, so it's like all but my wife in the house and the cat. We're all kind of sick right now, but we're getting through it. We will survive. I believe we will be fine. But it's been kind of nice that even though the weather's not perfect, to get outside and just get the fresh air, or even open up a window. It might be 30 degrees outside, but opening the windows, recirculating that air, getting some of that stale air to move out is just a good idea if you are feeling the cabin fever or the winter blues. Because I could go show you this right away. Here is what the winter graph. Sorry, I'm going to take my face off of here and off of here for now. This right here kind of corresponds with, I would call, the start of winter, or maybe better yet, here. Winter kind of started here, so in late October, boom. And I thought that was ahead of schedule because typically you carry on those 50s and upper 40s longer into November than we did. But basically, snow. We had snow on the ground at this point. Now we're here, and we're kind of hoping that it warms up somewhat, because we did have that nice warm surge right in here. That was great, but it didn't carry over. It didn't continue. It sort of has reverted back towards the seasonal average. So basically, what we're hoping for in this time frame is some warmer weather so that we can get everybody outside. It will come, but it might be something more like this in the immediate, and then up. Something like that is sort of what I'm thinking. I don't think we're going to have any major outbreaks of warmth in that time frame just right now. But anyway, here's the 7-day. But first, before we do that, here's the radar image from at 9:55 a.m. this morning to shore. There's not a whole lot going on. There is some flurries or snow or something going up there in upper Michigan and far northern northeast Wisconsin. It looks like there's a little snow report up near Duluth, but I'm not worried about this, and I'm not really concerned about it. So that's a step ahead. Again, here's your weekly update on the MJO and AO situation. The MJO now is moving out. It has entered the neutral circle, and it's moving across it back towards 1 and 2. So that's an interesting development. We did touch on 6. Just not strong, not in any significant manner. Maybe we lean a little bit towards 7 here, but again, once you're in here, not very strong signal there. I would look towards other teleconnection signatures, and that's what we're looking at here with the AO. When I last spoke, it looked like the AO is heading to neutral. And it does look like it's going to get there, but we're having a little bit of a delay here with this peak in there. But basically, going back to the MJO, just showing that when we move into phases 1 and 2 in March, that tends to correspond with colder temperatures. So we're kind of going from the leaning away from the warmth now and going back more towards cold for the next few weeks, according to the MJO signal. When you look at the precipitation trends, tends to dry out, but we're not seeing that trend in the operational models yet. That's sort of the opposite. So again, like I said, when you enter that neutral circle of the MJO, it's not a very strong signal, and there's other things going on that'll be more powerful. But perhaps by the time we get to late March or even April. So that's why I think when we look towards April, we might be thinking 2 or 3 at this rate. And 3 is kind of a wet for, but overall, I don't think the signal is very strong there, and I don't think it matters too much. I mean, overall, for any phase for Wisconsin, phase 6 might be wetter, but I don't know. I'm not seeing if you're on one end or the other of the spectrum. So that. Looking at some of so this is the EPO, PNA, NAO kind of panel here. I like this panel. It's just showing the PNA is negative, strongly negative. It has been tending to being negative for a long time. EPO is negative right now, which is interesting. It's kind of colder. Like I said, it's near normal temperature right now. This would suggest more cold air kind of moving into the system, into the lower United States. But again, we're not seeing it translate into the eastern coast quite like that. And the NAO is somewhat positive. Just kind of, this hasn't changed. Like all of this, it really just seems to be the same for the last month or so. So let's talk about what's going to happen here in the days ahead. Before we get to that, here's a 7-day outlook, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this. Today, a chance of flurries, not a big deal. Hopefully tomorrow Sunday is sunny and pretty good. Yeah, hopefully. And then Wednesday, you're going to have rain. Probably in southern Wisconsin. I think more in northern Wisconsin might even be light to scattered. Not a big deal for northern Wisconsin, and maybe even some snow with that, but not a very high impact event with this. But certainly some rain for southern Wisconsin. Thursday into Friday morning, early Friday morning is what we're watching right now. That's going to be an interesting storm. Rain, possibly some thunder for southern Wisconsin, and snow, perhaps several inches of accumulation for northern Wisconsin. Probably more likely far northern Wisconsin on Thursday. And you see that high temperature there. Again, that's going to vary from north to south. So central Wisconsin would probably be somewhere in the middle. I think southern Wisconsin could overshoot that 52-degree mark. But yeah, and then Friday, you're kind of, that storm's moving off, but you're having to wrap around with a little bit of snow, maybe some flurries, but probably not amounting to much there on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, hopefully sunny. That would help, because if it's 38 and 41 degrees, it's not going to be very fun. But sunny, the warm March sun is nice. Okay, now let's take a deep dive into the models. I'm zoomed way out on this so we can see the bigger picture. Here's your storm coming in for Wednesday. It's not very tight, not very organized. It's kind of a wave of precipitation that moves across the region and kind of goes like this. So you're going to have the heaviest rainfall amounts in here generally with that as it moves across. As we move to, so let me see it from front to back. This is 60. So this is Wednesday at about, let's put that at about 10 a.m. So it's going to be a midday system there on Wednesday, and that moves off. But the ending is not so clean. I think that you might actually have some sprinkles or maybe some light isolated shower activity into Thursday morning for some of us. I mean, it looks like even here up in northern Minnesota or even Duluth or far northwest, far northwest Wisconsin, you might have something going on there Wednesday night into Thursday. But for most of us, it's probably going to end, again, not a clean ending. As we move into Thursday during the day, now you're seeing the storm system moving. Now we're looking at the GFS model here. This is the 06. There's a new model coming out in about a couple hour or two. But you're seeing that on the northern side, you're going to see some snow, southern side rain, and probably some thunderstorms in here somewhere. We'll talk about that. But where the snow goes is going to be interesting. The GFS is more amplified and more together with this low pressure system as it kicks out. The European's like a little different. It's still progressive, but kind of in pieces. It's not what you would want to see if you're expecting a major storm. Again, it could have aspects that are moderately impactful. So we'll see as we go through time here. The storm moves across Wisconsin and kind of paired with maybe a little bit of a cold front there. So timing that cold front out as it switches. Precipitation comes down. The details there need to be worked out, but you can see maybe even a wintry mix in between the snow and the rain. But as you go through, then ending as snow by early Friday morning, I would say maybe some flurries there. So we talked about that, but that's the storm. That's going to be a big one for Thursday. What I'm curious to find out is, again, where is that heaviest snow going to set up? The European was a little bit further south. GFS, as you're seeing here, is kind of zeroing in on far northern Wisconsin for the most part. Again, we'll go into a deeper detail here in a sec. But as you go through time, now we're out into next week. So this is March 23rd, Monday. A high pressure system follows behind that system here, and that kicks through. And then towards 180 hours, you're starting to see another system build out here. But what I can show you here in a second is I'll show you the evolution of this system. But perhaps what this is suggesting is that we're still in this stormy pattern next week too, with another low pressure potentially kicking out, and you're seeing that move across the state. On the runs today, they're kind of colder and actually bring snow further south in Wisconsin. But again, at 120, at 180 to 200 hours and beyond, it's very hit and miss. Like I won't bank on it just yet. And if you go and look at the timing, that's not the timing. The European for this system, it has it all the way out to midweek next week, and then the GFS is much quicker. It has it already through Wisconsin and way out and onto the northeast coast at that time. So it's a major timing difference, but perhaps there's a storm within that time frame. Okay, as we take a deeper look here, we're going to look at Wednesday now. You're seeing that rain comes through, maybe a snow winter mix there north. It's light. I know you can't tell by the shading of the green, but this is going to be light accumulations up in basically north of here. Again, some of that because it is a snow or a light mix, but the accumulations on snow end, light, moderate, light to minor accumulations in snow. So going to Thursday, you're seeing that rain move through Wisconsin in pockets, perhaps in batches, not a consistent one from one end to the other straight through. It's probably going to have some dry air mixed in at times, and then So this storm is, again, it's not interesting. It is interesting, but it's not like it looks like a major storm to me, not yet at least. And as we get closer, perhaps we could be more aggressive with it. As you look here, this low pressure system moving through. One thing I've noted is just the dry air that kind of gets integrated and pushed through. Typically, this causes issues. So I'm kind of playing the less aggressive, more conservative end of things. But on a closer look here, you're seeing that snow band that moves across Wisconsin, kind of on this model, kind of in this zone a little bit. Again, European, maybe just a little bit further south than that. Okay. Showed you that. So what I want to talk about next is the thunderstorm threat for southern Wisconsin. Here's the base reflectivity simulation from the European model off of weather.us models.com. You're seeing that here at 7 p.m. on Thursday. You're having these higher reflectivities. This isn't not a big deal. These are not a big deal, but I think what it's showing that there's potential for storms to develop in this region. Again, because there's so much dry air in here, I worry that the moisture is going to be diverted off like this, and you won't have that classic setup in here. But perhaps I'm wrong, and it does come together just right there. As we go through to 10 p.m., you're seeing that there's a reflectivity showing up. But by 10 p.m., it's very hard to get convective thunderstorms at that hour this time of year this far north. So again, we're playing it's a near miss, I think. But if you can get these storms to form in here, or if you can make the system trend further north, you might start to hit it in southern Wisconsin. So something to keep an eye on. This storm system had an analog match to March 13th, 1990, which actually produced severe tornadoes, an F4 tornado or two in this region, and then a tornado outbreak down in here. That was March 13th, 1990. But and that's so I kind of see similarities there, but I think there's an issue maybe with the moisture stream or just the way it's coming together. So kind of a missed opportunity for severe weather, probably. If you look at the wind forecast, this is kind of scattered and not real clear. It's not like Wisconsin's going to have kind of a windy thing going on. I think this is going to be 25 mile per hour kind of gusts in here. And then where this low pressure system moves through near that track, maybe moments of 25 to 35 or even 40 mile per hour wind gusts there on Thursday. That's that. I have all this kind of broken down in text and in detail on our website, wisconsinwx.com. Those two storms really nailed it. I feel really good about the way the forecast went today, all things considered. So go there and check it out. Other than that, things I'm working on. Last week, I tried to get going on Storm Events database. Found out that there's some issues with the data set itself, that the years between 1993 and 1998 are missing data. So I have to go to another system, and it's just a whole nother set of logic and things. It's just a big project. So I'm kind of putting that off to the side for a second and kind of reverting back to some other things I was working on April 10th, which it's just a big it's a big project, these things. So but I'm kind of hoping that we get going on the weather here a little bit. Some storms that come through would be nice. Some action, perhaps even a severe thunderstorm or some storm chase at some point. But I don't know if my prospects are that great later this week. But I'm really itching for that. I'm itching for some springtime weather, and I'm hoping that you guys kind of hold together, keep it real. Don't get the cabin fever that everybody seems to be freaking out about. The flu. It's been a bad year again. We're all sick here, but I know that we will overcome. I know you guys will overcome, and yeah, I'm excited for the future. So I will talk to you guys later. Take it easy.